We'll bring those back next time for approval. Item 9 is a discussion item, see Rick better out. What do you guys want to say about that? You better tell the story, I guess. I don't know if all the board members know.
So, one of the last weeks of school, I guess it was the day that the board walked through, I got a call that one of our buses went in the ditch on the Cedar Ridge Road, out there by Harris's Rock. Well, cars cut around that corner. It's a nice sharp corner. The road's narrow. She got close to the side and it pulled her into the ditch. And the ditch is about 3 feet deep, just straight off the side of the road. Banged up the bumper, not the bus. And, you know, everybody was okay, bus is okay. But, you know, I was talking with the Bramers about it, and, you know, they said the road's been a trouble piece for years. You know, I agree with them, but it's a county road. Utah County doesn't have the abundance of money to rebuild roads. So, you know, I do agree it needs some help, but I don't know how to go about approaching this, the county or whatever, about fixing something like that. So they painted a line on the road, which is way off center. In a car, you can't fit on the one side of the road, and the other side has plenty of room. But it's, I don't really know. So I seen it on the agenda, so I thought I'd better come and see what was going on there about that.
I know a long time ago, that bus route was considered one of the most dangerous ones in Idaho, and I assume it probably still is.
It is. I mean, when it gets cold down along the creek, it's slick and frosty morning and night. That part, most of that road doesn't see the sun. We do pick up, I think, 3, 6, 7 kids out that way now, I think is what we pick up.
But most of those are down, not.
Yes. We have 3 up on top and like 4, I think it's 3 or 4 of them right at Texas Ridge. Yeah.
So we'll still have to do that part of the route.
Yes.
Even if we don't, I assume that the Bramers are gonna move to Drew's grandpa's house, which means they'll cross Lupo Canyon in a year or so, and they'll be going.
They'll be on the Southwick route.
Yeah.
That way.
And so there may not be anybody up at the top.
Yes.
But, you know.
Turnaround would be right there close to Texas Ridge. Yeah.
You know, people move in.
People, people in, people out. It's just kind of a vicious cycle.
And I don't know if you asked the highway district to make improvements to the road, whether that would spur them to do anything, or.
From what I was told, they said the way it would get fixed is if somebody gets it, was the verbiage that they said in the meeting. That some of the people, that residents went to. I was like, that's pretty rough. I mean, I wasn't there, that was a hearsay thing, and I'm like, that's pretty harsh verbiage. You know, and my feeling on it, there are some pretty dangerous spots where it's pretty far to the creek, but adding a guardrail, that's just going to narrow the road up even more. So it's one of those things that people drive way too fast and don't pay attention.
This was added as a discussion item because Dawn was reached out to and I was reached out to about just maybe the district considering, just discussing it, considering maybe some sort of response or outreach to the county. I'm with Justin. I drove it, and I'm not sure what he would do there. I don't know.
Is this like the first accident that's happened? I've never heard of any other accidents
In that location.
As far as I know, that's the only thing that would be first one.
And I can remember, yeah.
come here for a lot of good things.
Because I know I talked to the county guys, the maintenance workers quite a bit about it. And they said, yeah, it's, when they are on the road with graders and plows and that kind of stuff, they said people are, they said it's dangerous, it's rough. The road grader takes up most of the road and people are going way too fast for conditions and all that kind of stuff, so.
I think maybe at minimum we could just on behalf of the district just reach out and talk to them about what if they've considered options or not.
Thought a grant or something.
Yeah.
So do the county road districts, do they answer to the county commissioners? I don't know how that works.
I don't know how
No, they do not. They answer to the highway district commissioners. One of them lives right next door to me, so. Yeah, they have their own set of commissioners, their own budget, their own everything. They're completely separate from the county.
Okay.
And we have to serve that. I mean, so we have lines, right, where the buses have to go, or can we make the bus stop where the parents have to drive down to meet on a safer spot? I mean, is that an option, or?
Yeah, I mean, there's options there, and
I mean, if it's really that dangerous, then maybe that's something to look at, and say, well, you need to bring your kids to here.
yeah, maybe it's something we consider.
Something.
I guess that would be something to ask.
Okay, so if the board is okay with it, we can reach out to them and just have a discussion about that road and maybe some options or what they've looked at.
Okay, is there any board member input for future agenda items?
Go ahead, open that up, or talk about that. Yeah. Let us talk. So, anyway, so my wife and I are we'd say lockdown at the elementary school, of course, we live right above it. And so the other day we're sitting there watching, and the next thing I know, there's 3 kids walking on top of the school. I'm just like, oh my God, are you kidding me right now? And so then we watched them, and they sat there for quite a while. And then, because we wanted to see how they got up there. And then we see them get down, so apparently they went under the fence. So, but they said, oh, there's any way they
They
went.
climb up over and jump off and onto the.
Yeah, and they just slid down. And so I was like, I didn't know if there was any way that we could secure that. Or, I mean, there's windows up there, so I mean, if they wanted to, I don't know how accessible those windows are into the school.
Which
But when you
part
get
of the
on the
roof
middle
were they
part,
on? Which part of the roof were they on?
they were on the little part, by the playground, in between the 2 big buildings.
To be like,
library.
So those little windows that are on
yeah,
the top
kindergarten and
of,
library.
Or
Yeah.
second grade.
so,
Yeah.
that, you know, rock, go through the window or whatever, I mean, I just didn't know.
What day was this?
Saturday.
Yes, like. that's
About what
the-
time?
Have you got pictures?
No pictures.
Oh, we've got pictures.
We got pictures. We
Well,
got one video.
All the money we spent on this campus.
Yeah, oh, I guarantee you, we got pictures.
Saturday at 6:30.
Well, that's in daylight even.
Yeah, there's 3 of them. Yeah, it was kind of weird because the one, there was a girl and 2 boys. And I think the girl was taking pictures.
Oh.
Yeah, we're just sitting up going, yeah. So it was, yeah. I mean, they weren't really putting the trust in it, just, why are you this? And we're just trying to figure out if they were checking something out, or, and they're setting up a plan, or, I don't know. How old were these individuals? Huh?
How old were these kids?
I'm thinking they were,
Junior
because they weren't
high.
little guys, they weren't little guys, they were like junior high, high school, yeah.
Old enough
They,
to know
they
that.
could drive, because they had a
They could
little,
drive.
so they had a little silver car down there. They're good. So the car should be on the deal.
And they-
Look that up first thing in the morning.
They sat in the car for quite a while, it was kind of weird. Pictures of the weaknesses of their school.
Yeah.
I think if somebody could figure out how to tell them that was inappropriate for them to do that.
I have a Peloton.
Oh, I was gonna say, I sent this to Steve, I don't know if he got it over to you. The city of Kendrick sent me a letter, or handed me a letter, and Justin might know about this, but the ITD wants to make a school zone on the highway right here. And I think they're asking for a letter of support, because I think,
The city of Kendrick
The
wants
city-
to.
yes,
Oh, yes.
with, in partnership with ITD, do a grant to make Highway 3 a school zone. And my understanding is they would like a letter of support. But all I have is the letter that I gave to Steve, and I assume got forwarded around. So, that's all I got.
But it's kind of a safety too, I never even thought about that before. There's not a crosswalk,
No,
Or getting across.
they need to do something.
or where they go across the bridge and go across the old railroad track. I mean, that might be.
Maybe go-
Well, I think that's
what
what-
great
idea.
that's
And
what
the
they're looking for.
visibility when you're pulling in with the trees. I know we've had issues, springtime, been in fall before all the trees lose their leaves. Seeing around, and if the buses are coming in, trucks and stuff are coming down the hill, around the corner.
They're requesting, and I wrote a letter today, just urging and supporting flashing beacons, and better signage for when kids are crossing that section right
Yeah, that's a pretty main, super home and kids, like, they go to eat snacks.
there.
They're
In the
always
mornings,
doing
when
that.
they're coming.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that my car's equipped that most towns, you hit a school zone and it beeps at me. It ding, and you, oh, school zone. And so you slow down to 20 miles an hour
20
on
miles an
that.
hour, yeah.
But yeah, I was up in Reardon, Washington, and Davenport, and all those little towns, out of a certain area where it has that school zone come up behind.
Well, I don't know why it's not 25 out here
Yeah.
at that.
Well, because like Lewiston, they have those spots where at certain times of the day,
Yeah.
there's a 20-mile-an-hour flashing, so
Yeah,
3 to 3:30,
right.
they could do
Yeah.
a slow down, because that's when those kids are gonna be crossing that road.
Yeah.
Right there. So,
anything else? Is there a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion, Jared.
Was moved and seconded, we